What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Have a quick YouTube exclusive for you guys today. To give you a timestamp as I do for all of my episodes, though, today is Wednesday, July 9th, 2025, and the Washington Commanders just unveiled their Super Bowl era alternate uniforms for the 2025 upcoming football season. And y'all know, y'all come to Bleed and B&G for the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered analysis on your Washington Commanders. So here I am giving it to you. These jerseys look just as outdated as before. These jerseys look just as outdated as before. And I see people on the timeline busting nuts and having orgasms. And while I get it, I totally get it. With the Super Bowl era moniker and tying it back to the past, which, the new ownership seems to have a clear initiative on doing, reclaiming their past and things of that nature. I'm not going to say that when these jerseys went away in 2022, prior to our Commanders rebuild, that I didn't think that we had an outdated look then. So what am I to think 3 years later? What am I to think 3 years later? Now, I'll be the first to admit, I don't want to knock these jerseys too hard, right? I don't want to knock these jerseys too hard because they're a clear improvement over the white jerseys that we have right now. I've said this since 2022. You guys know, if you've been early day one Bleeding B&G supporters, I've been the biggest critic of the white jerseys. I think it's the worst one in our current set. We look like Louisville. We look like Eastern Washington. We look like the Arizona Cardinals of the early 2000s. I don't know what the fuck Jason Wright and them was cooking up when they came up with this bullshit that's on the screen right now. So the whites, the Super Bowl era alternates right now are a vast improvement over that. They're a huge improvement over that. I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm not one of these guys that's like having an orgasm on the timeline. When I saw this unveil, while I wasn't necessarily surprised and I wasn't disappointed by any sense of the imagination, it didn't invoke the feeling of me having to go like brush the Northwest Stadium and buy these jerseys, even though they're not on sale. I didn't get that feeling. They don't go on sale. They aren't available for pre-order until I believe the first week in September. I believe that's what the team website said. And I don't know if I'm gonna be pre-ordering it then, because I could be perfectly fine right now in my white Mitchell and Ness Sean Taylor jersey that I'm rocking right now. I like this jersey a lot better than that one anyway. And some of the reasons that I say this is because, and I'm going to keep reiterating this because they played it safe, tying it with the Super Bowl era moniker, right? So I totally get, reclaiming the past and tying it back to when we were winners and the last time that this franchise saw any morsel of consistent success, right? And I totally get it. But I don't think you'll be having honest discourse with me if you're saying that a jersey that represented the 80s and the 90s isn't capable of looking outdated in 2025. And while I'm not necessarily surprised because it was announced that we were going to have, an alternate jersey announced today, maybe a week or so ago, and I'm not surprised that this is the route that they went, but it's just like low hanging fruit, right? Because I'm going to admit these joints are going to sell like hotcakes based off of the reaction that I've seen, not only on Commanders Twitter, because I don't even want to pigeonhole it to that, but the NFL media and things of that nature. We saw Albert Breer talk about how the alternates were just beautiful and things of that nature. And he said, bank on these to become permanent in 2026. Just how the Jets slow rolled their 80s throwbacks from being alternates in 2023 to being their permanents last year and going back to those jersey sets this season. Albert Breer, and he has a couple of he's laid his boots down in Ashburn. He has a couple of ties in Ashburn. So I'll be remiss and I think that he knows a little bit. He says bank on these becoming the permanent jerseys in 2026. And I'm not necessarily loving that idea. I will admit it because honestly, while this is better than the white set, I still think that this is the third best jersey in our current set. I think the burgundy on top of gold pants look that we've rocked as the Commanders is our best look. with the all-black alternates being a close second. And I believe that the all-black alternate jerseys was one of the best things about the Commander rebuild. You can honestly put that maybe number one at the top. That's probably the best thing Jason Wright did as president of the Commanders. So I would hate for those to be something of the past come next season. But if we're listening to Albert Breer, that may very well be the case. Now, as far as how the NFL schedule works, as far as many times as the Commanders are allowed to wear the alternate uniform combination. They're going to be wearing it 3 times this season. They're going to be wearing it 3 times this season. They're going to be debuting it Week 9 against the Seattle Seahawks. I believe that's a Sunday night football game. So they'll be unveiling it in prime time. And then again in Week 13 against the Denver Broncos and Sunday night football as well. And then Week 17, Christmas Day, against the Dallas Cowboys. So they're tying it in with all the nostalgia, going back to the Super Bowl where, Doug Williams ran up 35 points in a quarter. He did those in those Super Bowl era jerseys. Or, all of the memories that we've had in those jersey combinations against the Dallas Cowboys. So seeing that boots on the ground, when I'm boots on the ground in Northwest Stadium on Christmas Day at 1 o'clock, it's going to be a beautiful sight to see. It's going to be a beautiful sight to see. And even tying it back to the Seattle Seahawks. Jim Zorn, when he became the head coach of the Washington Redskins, he called us the maroon, yellow, and black. I think that's what he said. And honestly, this jersey set right here, looks like we was thinking about Jim Zorn. Looked like we had Jim Zorn in mind when we came up with that jersey set combination. So we're honoring all ties to the past as far as the Washington Commanders football team, Redskins go. And I can't knock it. One of my biggest gripes though about the current jersey sets or the new Super Bowl era uniforms is, like I said, I believe that they looked a little outdated when they went away in 2022. And one of the reasons that I thought that when we were the Washington football team is because the name across the front went away. Now, I tweeted that early, and I need to get out in front of it because everybody wants to act like they're Commander historians whenever Bleeding B&G makes a tweet. I get that the names were not in front or the name across the front was not a part of the Super Bowl era jersey combination or the Super Bowl era jersey makeup. But that doesn't mean that I still don't think that it looked like a practice jersey from Matt in 05. I thought it looked like it then when we were watching the football team. So I think it looks like it now. And I'm sorry for thinking that. Please don't shoot me. I don't think I committed any felonies with that belief. I don't think I committed any felonies of that belief. But I'll say it right now. All Diddy, no Diddy. Judge me if you want. Anything Jaden Daniels going to put on look good, man. Look at that ore. Look at the ore. Look at the golden boy. Jaden Daniels could take a Donovan McNabb jersey that I found out of the thrifts that I see every week that I go to Goodwill. He could take a Donovan McNabb jersey out of the thrift store, put it on and look good. Speaking of Donovan McNabb, I know anybody that still has a Donovan McNabb Washington Redskin jersey. First of all, you need to seek help. But I know y'all about to go crazy with the JD5 swaps. Go hit up your local seamstress, switch out that nameplate on the back, and you good to go. Josh Harris doing y'all a solid. But I know these joints are going to sell like hotcakes. And you can honestly fund a new stadium just off of these jersey sales alone. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be a part of it. Who I'm fooling? Yes, I am. I know I got to get a 5 in this Super Bowl era jersey. I'm fooling myself. I'm going to be rocking this plain-ass TJ Maxx Couture. Like my man Rio Robinson said on the timeline earlier, I'm going to be rocking that plain-ass number 5 Daniels jersey. Because it's just going to exude aura because it got Daniels and number 5 on it. But I ain't going to lie. We're going to take a couple of first looks at some of the guys from their media shoot. I'm not going to lie. Well, I'll touch on it after we take a couple of first looks. We got Bobby Wagner. These big-ass numbers look good on linebackers. Bobby Wagner flaunting the shit out of that jersey. I'm not going to lie. Them big ass bulky ass numbers. They do it. They look. They do it. They doing it for big back ass Bobby. Pause. There you go. Look at him. Or or and you can't help but to get like Sean Taylor like vibes, Clinton Porter, Santana Moss. And I know we ain't win shit with them, but that was the most successful that we've been in my time outside of RG3 and Jalen last year. And even RG3, they didn't even wear these type of jerseys. They had them wide ass collars with like the fucking feather outlines that Nike was rocking with in 2012, whatever they was doing. And I'm a little uncomfortable with how much the team is promoting Jeremy Reeves, bro. They got this man, look, I can't find it, but they got him. It's like they got him where he's like one angle against the mirror where his numbers cut out where it's looking like 28, and it's almost like they want him to look like a Daryl Green stunt double. I can't find it, but the Jeremy Reeves glaze is still crazy in my mind. But he's a long time Redskin football team commander at this point, so I get it. It's kind of weird. There it is. There it is. Like, what are we doing? We turning Jeremy Reeves into the new Daryl Green. Blasphemy. 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 But as I was saying, it's kind of different seeing the team have all this media and these photo shoots and things without Terry McLaurin, who's still going through his contract negotiations. Told you guys about Terry McLaurin. And I'm going to be having a video where I tell you guys, and I remind you guys that I told you guys about Terry McLaurin. That drops within the next couple of days because I don't think y'all was hearing me. And, you know, we love the toot our horns over here at Bleeding B&G. And that's what we're going to do in that video. So make sure you check that one out. But this is the last thing that I want to touch on. Like I said, I was feeling a little, not even 50-50, because I do like the jerseys. I like the rollout. I like reclaiming the past, reconnecting to the past. But I was all in once I saw Frankie Louisville in this picture. I was all in once I saw Frankie Louisville in this image. Frankie Louisville looks like a goddamn demon. Frankie Louisville looks like a goddamn demon. And then another thing that, like, can I zoom in? Like, imagine that. Imagine that. Jumping across the line and stopping your tush push. I'm scared for my life. I'm scared for my life. The last thing that I wanted to touch on is look at these jerseys in the corner. Look at these jerseys in the corner. And remember what Albert Breer said. Albert Breer said expect these to become the permanents in 2026. And it looks like we already stocked to go. I know some of these jerseys, you know, are from the past. This looks like a London Fletcher throwback from the, you know, homecoming set that we used to rock back when we had the little leather head alternates and things of that nature. But look at this jersey. The Super Bowl era alternate is only supposed to be white. So why we got these back there? Is this an Easter egg hunt for things to come? I said an Easter egg hunt. Is this an Easter egg for things to come? And I know I said that was the last thing, but one more thing. To touch on the helmets. As I said, they're having orgasms and busting nuts on the timeline right now. And they're even going crazy for the matte helmet. I mean, for the helmets right now. And for somebody that's an advocate for the W logo, I don't mind the W logo. You know, a couple years ago they were saying that looked like a taco holder. I like the W logo, but I don't like it with the big ass white stripe in the middle. I get Super Bowl era moniker, Super Bowl era jersey. You got to pay attention to the details, right? But I feel like if you're going to have that white stripe in the middle, you need the logo, which I know is not coming back. You need the logo to tie it in all together because the logo has the white in that backdrop. But at the very least, if you're going to go with this style, you can at least put a white trim around the W logo. You can put a white trim around the W logo because right now the white stripe just looks a little out of place to me. That's just me and my little fashionista bag being a little nitpicky. But, hey, the Commanders unveiled their Super Bowl era alternates that they'll be rocking for the 2025 season. And according to Albert Breer, for seasons to come. So how do you guys feel about the news? How you guys feel about the jerseys? Rank the jerseys in our current set. Commanders white, Commanders burgundy, Commanders black, and Super Bowl era uni. Let me know your rankings in the bottom. Let me put my ranking out here first. I think I already said it though. Burgundy top, gold bottom commander uniform set number 1, all blacks number 2, Super Bowl era uni number 3, and Louisville, Arizona Cardinal, Eastern Washington number 4. Whatever that shit we rocking for the other games that we played on the road this season. But that'll do it for this YouTube exclusive. As always, hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on so you're not missing any of this content. And I'll check in on y'all on the flip side. Peace.